welcome to my channel. My name is Andy Jalajawara Lindsay. I am the emotional eating detox coach from Holy Health Hack. And if you are here because of your emotional eating, you are in good company, because I too have had this lived experience of emotional eating that almost ruined my life twice. I ended up depressed with ME and also with anemia. So if you are also suffering from emotional eating, then subscribe to the channel and share. So first, let's talk about what emotional eating is before we get into understanding how shame triggers emotional eating, what shame really does to us at a cellular level, and how we can start to overcome this really insidious, very poisonous energy field that infiltrates our mind, our hearts, and everything really in our life, including relationships, our ambitions, and how we go about presenting ourselves. So first, emotional eating. If you are eating alone, if you are regularly eating alone, if you are eating even though you are full, if you are craving certain foods, especially those high in sugars, carbohydrates, salts and fats, if you are eating because you're overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, if you're eating because you're brokenhearted, if you are eating when you are basically just feeling emotionally charged, and not eating because of physical hunger cues, then you are eating emotionally. So I too experienced a very dark period in my life when I was eating emotionally due to brokenheartedness around the trajectory of my life, the direction my life was going in. I was feeling ashamed about choices and decisions I'd made in my life that hadn't quite worked out. I was feeling ashamed because I wasn't quite living up to some standards that were set by others around what I was supposed to do, who I was supposed to be, and where I was supposed to be in my life. And I was also ashamed, so full of this very heavy emotion, because I was a lone mother. So in this video, I will share the root of shame and how it can trigger emotional eating, what it is doing to you at a cellular level, how you can begin to diffuse the energy around shame, and why you need to do so quickly. So firstly, understanding the connection between negative emotion and well-being is crucial for developing effective strategies to promote resilience and improve the quality of life. As one of the most destructive energy fields that we can hold in our mind and in our bodies, it's really important that we do this quickly. At its core, shame is a deep-seated belief that we are fundamentally flawed and unworthy, or inadequate, or defective, or blemished, or imperfect. And it's different from guilt, which focuses on actions, because shame cuts to the core of who we are. Shame is often rooted in early experiences of rejection, criticism, or neglect and denial and judgment, and it leaves a real lasting impression on our own self-esteem and self-worth. If you have felt that you were not good enough, or simply just enough, because you needed to hide parts of yourself, then it's likely you are resonating with emotions of shame. The impact of shame extends far beyond emotions, because studies have shown that chronic shame can lead to a myriad of health issues, from stress-related disorders and, yes, to emotional eating. So when we experience shame, our body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can disrupt our mechanism and increase the cravings for comfort foods. Emotional eating becomes a coping mechanism, a temporary relief from the pain of shame, but it perpetuates a destructive cycle where further feelings of inadequacy around not being able to control our eating then creates more shame. Shame can be triggered by various situations, experiences, or interactions that challenge our sense of self-worth or perceived social acceptance. And understanding these triggers is essential for addressing and managing feelings of shame. Here are some common situations that can trigger shame. Criticism or rejection, especially early in life. Being criticized or rejected, whether in personal relationships, work environments, or social settings, can evoke feelings of deep shame. And this can include receiving negative feedback on performance, being excluded from a group, or simply feeling misunderstood. Criticism and rejection can lead to us questioning our abilities, our worthiness, or our likability. And if we internalize these experiences, then we start to believe that we are inherently flawed or unworthy of acceptance. Past mistakes and failures. Making a mistake or experiencing a failure can trigger shame, especially if we tie it to our self-worth or our personal achievements. When we fail to meet our own or others' expectations, we may feel deeply embarrassed. And this can be increased and deepened if we believe that our worth is solely based on success and perfection. Unrealistic expectations and perfectionism, setting excessively high standards for ourselves, or feeling pressure to be flawless can lead to shame when we inevitably fall short of this perfectionism. Comparisons on social media and constantly comparing ourselves with others who present a curated lifestyle, again, can lead to unrealistic standards for ourselves. Past traumas such as abuse, neglect, bullying can lead to deep wounds that affect our sense of self-worth and our self-perception, and have us believing that we are deeply unworthy or just not making the grade. When our emotions or needs are invalidated or not met, we may develop a sense that our emotions are not validated and that we're not worthy of support. Cultural and societal expectations, cultural norms, gender roles, or societal stereotypes that promote a specific ideal can also trigger shame when individuals deviate from these norms. Feeling inadequate for not conforming to societal expectations or stereotypes can also invoke deep shame. And these include body image pressures, career aspirations, or relationship norms. My own experience of these emotions has also included not feeling good enough, not making the grade, not living up to others' expectations of who I was supposed to be. Having identified as a creative since a very young child, I took a path that was totally diametrically opposite to that of my peers, my family, my extended family. And I was always the one that was a little bit odd. I never ever felt that I was accepted or understood. And this kept me second guessing. It kept me second guessing every single decision I made about what I wanted to do in my life. I questioned, was I good enough? Was I good enough? Was I good enough? Looking back, I clearly was, but it was such a waste of energy. It was such a waste of time having this shame sit on my shoulders and push me down. I was trying to move forward, but I had this shame holding me back. And this is one of the reasons that I do the work that I do. I try to support others to move through this energy field, to diffuse this energy field so that they can then go on to live the lives they know deep in their heart that they were supposed to do, and do it in a buoyant way, to do it with full of energy and vitality. My shame also manifested itself in a way where I felt that my needs, my emotional needs, shouldn't be met. I put others' needs before my own, always feeling that those were of more importance. And again, this is something that I want to support others in dropping. Start to put your own needs before others. So why is this important? Well, negative emotions can significantly impact our overall well-being and affect various aspects of our mental, emotional, and physical health, including that of emotional eating. Emotional regulation and negative emotions can disrupt our ability to regulate our emotions effectively when overwhelmed by intense feelings of anger, fear, or sadness. These feelings of shame produce so much stress that it then impacts our bodies in ways that include mental and physical ailments, including anxiety disorders, cardiovascular disorders, immune system disorders, mood disorders, digestive disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders, post-traumatic slave syndrome disorder, substance use disorders, sleep disorders, skin disorders, and chronic pain disorders. Getting over our shame is so fundamental to having a life of greater well-being and health. So how do we do this? Overcoming shame requires a holistic approach, an approach that's going to start with your mind, Move into your heart before then moving into your gut. And here are some practical steps to break free from shame and reclaim your well-being. Number 1, identify shame triggers. Realize the situations, thoughts, or people that trigger the feelings of shame. Awareness is the first step towards healing. 2, challenge shameful beliefs. Question the validity of shame-based thoughts. Replace them with affirmations of self-compassion and acceptance. 3, seek support. Open up to trusted friends, family, or professionals. Sharing your struggles diminishes shame's power. Practice mindfulness. Cultivate present moment awareness. Mindfulness reduces self-criticism and fosters self-acceptance. Nourish your body. Focus on balanced nutrition. Eating well supports mental clarity and emotional stability. Engage in self-care. Dedicate time to activities that replenish your spirit. Figure out what it is that you value. Figure out what it is that makes your heart light. Figure out who you are at your core. Figure out what your purpose is here. And understand that others' perceptions have nothing to do with you. Healing from shame is a journey of self-discovery, self-compassion, and self-love. It is never, ever too late to begin that journey. It's time to overcome your shame. Link below for further details of the emotional eating detox. Also link below and click for your free audio meditation for overcoming your shame.